So I saw a meme one time and it said, "Fear the old man who survives in a young man's world." Well, that could never be more true than the story of a guy named Samuel Whittemore. There's a marker to Samuel Whittemore in Arlington, Massachusetts. It doesn't give you the whole story, but it does tell you something about the man who became known as the oldest colonial fighter in the American Revolutionary War. You see, Whittemore was born in 1696. 1696. And if you're quick with math, you're already figuring out that he was an old guy by the time the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. He was also a fighter. Over the years, Samuel Whittemore had fought in various small conflicts and the French and Indian War, but he was a colonial. He was not a loyalist to the crown. And on April 19th of 1775, at 78 years old, Whittemore was out working in his fields. By the way, let that sink in. At 78 years old, he was out working in his fields. But Whittemore, while he was out in the fields, saw British forces returning to Boston from the battles of Lexington and Concord. Whittemore, the old guy, he loaded his musket and 2 black powder dueling pistols. He took up a position behind a stone wall. An account of the day said that Whittemore yelled to other colonials that, "If I can only be the instrument of killing one of my country's foes, I shall die in peace." He confronted the British soldiers. He fired his first shot and he killed 1 British soldier. He then drew his 2 pistols and he killed 2 more. But he wasn't done. He was danger close and he had no time to reload. So Samuel Whittemore, at 78 years old, drew his sword and attacked the British troops. He was shot in the face, he was bayoneted several times, and he was left for dead. Colonial forces later found him still conscious and bloodied, trying to load his own musket to go back for more. His clothes were full of bullet holes and stab wounds. And the wounds were so severe, Whittemore was not expected to survive. But that old guy, Samuel Whittemore, was as hard as woodpecker lips, man.